So in today's session, I will actually be talking to you about the core message of life class, which is your career is a marathon, it's not a sprint. The current generation of students and professionals are expected to work for over 40 years, which means the traditional three-stage life of study, work, and retirement is now changing away rapidly to give way to a multi-stage life, where there'll be a lot more possibilities and complexities for you to explore and manage. So let's look at some of the most popular career planning techniques today. So a couple of them are basically your template approach, and the other one is your leap of faith approach. So what happens in the template approach is essentially that you are doing something because it is popular. Typical examples are consulting, banking, product management, venture capital. It can also be a little bit of a brand collecting exercise. You can also get greater exit options or optionality. People typically say if you do consulting, then that will open doors to other things. These are all really good for individuals that want to postpone the need to answer or find their true calling. And I'm one of them. I started my career at Bain and Company in India. And typically, these kind of the template approach stands or offers an insurance policy for your future because you are expanding your networks, you're adding more information, you are in that stage of life where you don't know what you really want to do, but you're an open mind, you're keeping an open mind, and you're going out and asking or observing other careers out there. The template approach also allows you to become more of a generalist and gives you that whole T-type personality because you are tasting different items on the menu before you find your favorite dish. So some of the cons of the template approach are you might lose a few years in this rat race, which actually may not even be your race. So it's a real possibility. So you should know when to take a step back or get away from the treadmill. Then you might actually reach your goal if your goal is to, let's say, get into Harvard Business School and McKinsey. But the problem is you might not feel the happiness or fulfillment because the goal setting was flawed from the very beginning. So you picked somebody else's race. Typically, these individuals are driven by FOMO or fear of missing out. So you want to be associated with the coolest thing, the highest paying job on campus, the most glamorous industry. So all reasonably good reasons, but not like ideal reasons for picking career. So the left-hand side or the template approach can work early on in your career. It's also important at this point to just take a step back and appreciate that over a 50-year long career, you will be spending over 90,000 hours at work. So that's roughly 35% of all of your waking hours, which is a long time. So it's important to get this right in the long run. I'm not saying it's important to get it right immediately because, again, it's a marathon. You have a lot of time. And the whole idea is to try and build out those experiences and observations so that you are able to figure out what is not for you early on and then keep moving in the direction of what might be good for you. And eventually, by the end of this course, we will empower you with the right frameworks so that you are able to pick what is your true calling. Now, let's look at the other approach, which is your leap of faith approach. So in this case, if you're lucky to find your calling earlier in life, for example, you're a sports person, you want to play for your country, let's say cricket or tennis or whatever. So you know what you want to do very early on in life, and then you go super deep, you become like an I-type personality. The typical advantages of the leap of faith approach are when you get successful, the returns are outsized. I mean, it's something that you can't be, these returns cannot be matched by the template approach where the risk is a lot lower compared to the leap of faith approach. This is also driven by font or fear of not trying. So these individuals are actually really, they get anxious if they don't go after what they really want. And it requires, as you can imagine, a lot of resilience and intrinsic motivation because this is a path that is less traveled. In most cases, you are creating your own path, which means, again, you need to have that internal true north, which tells you, yes, I will stick through and I will persist through all the pain because this is what I have to do with my life. I can't do a regular job. Now, the cons of this approach are it's quite hard in the short term. You need a safety net sometimes to take the leap. Not many of us are blessed with those kind of safety nets, whether it's like financial safety that the family provides, etc. It also requires a lot of planning to get the practical stuff correct. So, for example, finances, location, and other logistics. So it's not the easiest of the approaches. So these are by far the two most popular techniques. There is another path. I'd like to call it the hybrid path or the middle way. So typically, you can get started in the template approach and then gradually move towards your leap of faith before you discover what is important for you. So, for example, I started work as an employee. I started in consulting. I even worked intern at a software company, and then I worked as a product manager at a startup before eventually doing my own startup or moving in the direction of the leap of faith approach. And all the experiences that I have accumulated previously then helped me in this journey during the leap of faith. For example, what you could do is you could build a little bit of a financial safety net before. You could leverage the network from the first approach, the companies you worked with or the people that you worked with, whether it's co-founders, angels, or whatever. The whole idea of the hybrid path is it's about trying new things, moving outside the comfort zone little by little, building resilience, experimenting with your career, and then giving it time. So there is one of the most beautiful things is, especially given you guys who are starting your careers, you will have a 50-year career. So don't rush into it. You don't have to like prove anything immediately to anybody. Take your time, increase your odds of success, learn, make your career a journey of self-discovery rather than some sort of a FOMO driven thing where you have to achieve certain things because you read about it somewhere, or all these 30 under 30, 20 under 20, whatever lists that go on. Try and the hybrid path also allows you to move in and out of work and school. So you get to build your network, develop it, and it helps you take some calculated risks so that you know what you're doing. You also build some domain knowledge. Sometimes that's also needed in certain industries. I hope you guys found this video useful. Please share it with your friends and family. I'll be back with more content soon. Till then, stay safe, take care, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.